start with you, Ansel, if you don't mind. And Mike, I'll ask you the same question. I know you guys were kind of encouraged to make these iconic parts your own. So Ansel, what is the most Ansel thing about Tony?
An interesting question. I think maybe like the most me thing that I probably brought to this was my mischievousness a little bit. It's kind of like, I like to, kind of mess with people here and there. And yeah, there's a little bit of that. Yeah.
Well, you did such a great job. I was reading an interview with Russ Tamblyn, the original riff, and he said, you'll never get over being a Jet. So my question to both of you is, A, is that true? And B, what is that thing about being a Jet that you probably will never get over? Mike, I'll start with you.
As we're doing these interviews, we have actually been making paper airplanes this entire time. I kid you not. So
does that mean we're boring? Are we boring you?
No. On the contrary, it's inspiring.
So I'm curious, once you both saw this masterpiece, this finished product on the big screen, is there something that got you more emotional than maybe other parts of the film, even if it was a scene that you weren't necessarily in?
I think probably the scenes that we did get engaged with the movie were scenes that we were not in. Objectively, me personally, there's the scene in the drugstore at the very end with Ariana DeBose and Rita Moreno and the Jets. Oh. And I don't want to give anything away, but the line that Ariana delivers at the very end, about her and her views on the American dream, were very impactful and emotional and hard-hitting and tough. It was tough to deal with as an audience member.
Good day, LA.
Good day. I have new nicknames for you both. I'm going to start calling you Dancel Elgort because you got moves. And you are Drop the Mic.
I'll take
choreography.
We had incredible dance. Now I'm gonna say dancels. Incredible dancers.
Many dancers.
So many dancels in this show that were out danceling me like crazy. And showing up to rehearsal in the beginning, it's like, oh my God, I'm a bum compared to these people. And I can't believe Mike thought the same thing, because Mike was a great dancer off the bat too. But what was so great is that all the members of the ensemble, just everybody was like working together, and everyone wanted each other to be as good as they could be. And that actually came from Steven Spielberg. He just kind of like, as a leader, just like feels like a father figure, and makes it feel like a family, and wants everybody to be at their best and everyone supporting each other.
All of those elements and keeping that focus the entire way, it was probably the most challenging.
And he did it. His focus and intensity was like throughout the entire rehearsal process, throughout the entire day of filming. He was he was there. That laser focus, that intensity that you see on screen never went away, and that's why it's so amazing as Riff. Sorry to cut you off.
He's my manager from here on out. Felt like I could finally rest easy, like once we got past the rumble. 6 nights of shooting that over and over again, and getting past that, I was like, okay.
Yeah,
we did that, and we're good now. We can finally sit back and enjoy the rest of it.
Absolutely. Well, listen, guys, I hope no one else has called you Dancel and Drop the Mic, because this has been all
original
for me. Hey, all right. Thank you, guys.
What makes West Side Story so wonderful is that we're using this device called musical theater to tell this very grounded and hard to swallow story. A combination of all of these elements of music, dance, writing from Tony Kushner, and then the cinematic experience, that it's a humanist story, and we're able to disarm an audience, get them engaged, sitting in the front of their seats, and I think kind of like swallow these harder truths that are universal, and it allows us as a society to kind of look in the mirror and ask ourselves harder questions. I remember one of the first scenes that we shot was Cool, the dance number between Ansel and I, and we took 3 days to finish that. And at the end of it, one of our cast members, Harrison Cole, his father had just passed away relatively recently, and his dad had a history with West Side Story and was a big part of Harrison's upbringing with dance. And Harrison really felt like being a part of this for him was in some way weirdly connecting to his dad. And so on that last day, Harrison brought his father's ashes, and the group of us, we went to the East River right there, and like we kind of said a little prayer. We sang the Jet song, and Harrison released his dad into the East River there. It was just like, what are we doing? Like, it's those moments that like, this was a very special thing for all of us.
Yeah, it meant a lot to all of us. It was like deep in our hearts, and we kind of dedicated our lives to it. I remember filming, and like we just kind of stayed in it, especially Mike. I mean, Mike never broke his accent. He was Riff the whole time, in the good parts of Riff and the bad parts of Riff. He was always Riff.
I always like to ask this question, is especially because you're a part of such an iconic film now, did you take anything? Was there something that you were like, oh, that's part of my character, and I gotta have that costume, memento? I don't know.
No, I know you took something.
I did.
I'm just imagining.
Well, you know what? I have all these tattoos from the film, and Judy Chen, who was our wonderful makeup artist, sent me with a bag of the leftovers. I don't think I have anything from the set.
It was pretty like, I feel like all the costume pieces are like, they're going to put them in museums or whatever.
Yeah.
They're already like displaying them at the AMC or at this or this. So yeah, only thing I have is my rehearsal dance shoes, which are still a good memento.
Yeah.
I feel like what we took is like inside of us. What we took is in our hearts and our minds, and that's what really counts. Because they wouldn't allow us to take any of those very valuable props.
Except for Steven Spielberg's watch. I have that. I stole that.
Oh, oh.
Oh,